Suikoden. Oh, I missed that name. Well, you don't have to wait any longer because the creators of Suikoden finally made a spiritual successor. And that is the announced Eiyuden Chronicles, which, as of recording, will be coming out on the 23rd of April 2024. And for some of us backers, we actually already have the full game right now. And I am recording this just to share my initial impressions as someone who was also qualified for the open beta. Now, I'm not really used to review stuff like this, so I just wanted to share my initial impressions as a huge Suikoden fan back in the day. So, to give you an idea, Suikoden was a Konami franchise. It started around 1995 with the start of Suikoden, and then ended in the 2000s with Suikoden 5, at least for outside of Japan. In terms of the mainline games, they had other games like Tear Cries or that other game that I cannot name because it had a really long name. I will probably put a picture of it on the video. But I digress. Regardless, Suikoden fans have always been patient. In my experience, I was part of the Suiko X forums where we had simulations of wars between the countries. Shout out to the Grasslands people. And we've been patient. Suikoden 2 is one of the best JRPGs back in the day and even now. If you look for top 10 JRPGs, most likely you will find Suikoden 2. It was that good. And to give you guys who are new to the Suikoden series, Suikoden is a very heavy political game. It talks about people coming together to face a bigger threat than them. And that makes sense because Suikoden is the Japanese way of saying the water margin, one of the epics of Chinese history. It's up there with the Three Kingdoms. I can't really say it in Chinese. Shui Huzhuang, Shui Huzhuang. But in English, it was translated as the water margin or all men are brothers. And the concept was basically 108 people from various walks of life come together to take on a bigger threat. And that was the same concept that the creators of Suikoden went with in creating their game. All the games involved you being one main character who collects hundreds of people of different skills, livelihoods, ages, backgrounds, all working together to work on one thing. And Eiyuden looks like it's delivering that. Even from the initial trailers, you could already tell they were really pushing for the 100 heroes, right? It's part of the title. That's I think that's how it is. And everyone who played Suikoden, it's an understatement to say people were freaking out. Especially since the people involved were the creators of Suikoden. Where Yoshitaka Murayama sensei, who unfortunately did pass away early this year, making this his last magnum opus. And Junko Kamano sensei, who was the original artist for the Suikoden series, Suikoden 1 and Suikoden 4. So those two names are equal to Suikoden. Well, unfortunately, other names like Miki Higashino sensei, who was the original composer of a lot of the iconic Suikoden tunes, or Ishikawa Fumi-san, Ishikawa Fumi sensei, aka my art god. But you know what? Suikoden is Suikoden. And I can tell. So included in this short rant, I would call this a rant because this is not structured in any way. I will bring about like what are the features of a Eiyuden game. I will speak with it as with Suikoden and Eiyuden interchangeably because the features of Eiyuden, as someone who played the closed beta and now having the full game, are very similar. You will start out with, as someone of maybe a lower stature or a lower place in society, and you get involved in something way bigger than what you can handle. And you meet friends along the way. And that's how Eiyuden will start. I'm not sure yet if it will change in the actual game. I haven't touched it, but at least in the beta, you will start as Noah first. And you do get to start as a, I guess, help or part of a group that is serving a certain section of the country, which I will not share yet, but you will be helping out, as most guild-related RPGs go. And you will work together with the Empire, and you get to meet one of the advertised friends. So Sane is there. But yes, in terms of gameplay, it goes similar to actually PS1 era games. You fight in turn-based battles, and same with Suikoden Fan. It's basically six-member party, where you select the actions beforehand, and then it will play accordingly. So you get your turn first, and then the enemy does its thing, and then repeat again and again. Of course, the other familiar features of Suikoden are there. To those not familiar, you can of course do simple attacks. You can use magic, in this case the rune lenses. In Suikoden it was just runes. But good news for you guys is that unlike how Suikoden handled things with only 3 rune slots, I think you can have up to 7 this time. And they unlock based on your level, and you can equip certain types of runes there. And let's not forget, one of the biggest things, there's also a world map. One thing that's been missing in a lot of JRPGs lately, because it gives you a sense of scale. For those who may or may not be a fan of it, random battles are back. So when you're walking around, random battles happen. Thankfully, it's not as frequent as what people hated in Suikoden 4. But it's still there. And of course, auto mode for those who are not really into the whole strategizing thing. But this time, unlike in old Suikoden games where you just auto and you let the AI handle it, you can program the AI for the auto mode. So honestly, it's the best of both worlds. And aside from collecting the hundreds of heroes, I assume it's going to be the same. Not all heroes are for battle. They will be helping you in creating your headquarters, which is also hinted at in the trailer. So watch out for that. In the beta, you won't reach that part yet because that's way too late in the game, maybe mid-game. But you will be able to recruit some party members already, at least early on, from Noah's side of this story. So around 6 people. I would probably not try to spoil who they are, but I think I can show some footage of Milor. You do get her early, at least in the demo. So, and she's already shown in the trailer, so I can show that. And you can do different quests just to get these people on your side. And of course, I think basically from the point of view of a Suikoden veteran, Eiyuden feels like Suikoden 2. It feels like it. The story beats is Suikoden 2. And that already makes it a really good recommendation. I've seen some early reviews from other people who got the game early. And for those who are fans of the Suikoden 2 as a game, I think you'll be really glad. It's the Suikoden formula with decent sprites and environments and the same systems you know and love. And I am so looking forward for everyone to try it. So if you like what you see here from the footage that I'm showing, perhaps you should give it a try. Honestly, if you're not a fan, of course, of political stories or long dialogues, maybe it's probably not your cup of tea. But honestly, I wasn't one before Suikoden 2 happened either. And after Suikoden 2 happened when I was a kid, the bar for JRPGs for me just went way high. So, regardless, if you like JRPGs, please do not miss this game. This is a love letter to old PS1 games. If you miss that type of game, I think you'll like this. And from what I heard, they will be releasing a few DLCs in the future, which is kind of new to Suikoden in general. For backers, we will be getting it for free. But you know what? When those DLC come, I think I'll make another video and tell you if it's worth it or not. But, you know, I've been kind of lazy lately. But I just really wanted to share with you how excited I am that Suikoden is back. And probably not a name, and we'll probably never meet our old friends again. But with this story, I think I'm really excited to meet everyone again. So, if you ever do get to play it, please feel free to leave a comment down below. And if you have any questions or any theories that you want to talk about, I am very willing to do that. Suikoden nerds unite. Let us work on the lore again. I missed the lore theories back then. Okay? So please, let us have fun with this game. Okay? Oh, and one more thing. Backers were invited to sing part of the ending song. So when the credits play, you'll probably hear us. So I am so excited about that. Right, so let's end this now. I just wanted to gush about the game. And if you're getting the game on the 23rd, please enjoy. Yes, see you soon. Bye-bye.